Hello, everybody, and welcome to CCCLXVI, the podcast where we talk about the last movies we watched in the last week. So, I don't think I started this one too quickly, right?
You didn't hello, welcome to CCCLXVI because you did the movie watch in the week. I actually said that wrong. But,
yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Because I do, because I'm just so much smarter than you. If there's some background noise, by the way, I'm wearing a blanket as a cape because it's cool. So it might be me messing around with my blanket and stuff. Right now I'm holding it onto my body. So if you hear that,
a blanket?
You should go get one. Then that's what it is. Okay, so this week we watched a ton of foreign films.
1 second.
I'm gonna keep on talking. So we watched a ton of foreign films this week. Oh, he got one. We got our Blanket Brothers now. So we watched a ton of foreign films this week. We watched 2 Asian movies, 2 I think Japanese foreign films,
and 1 French.
1 French foreign film, and 2 Italian foreign films. So, without further ado, let's get into the movies. Now, the first movie we watched was Rashomon. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this, because this is an Asian name, and I honestly, I don't remember it being said in the movie, and I'm not paying too much attention to what the characters are saying. I'm more paying attention to the subtitles than what they're actually saying and the way that they're saying those things, because I can't understand what they're saying, because it's foreign film. Except for Spirited Away, which did have an English dub. I sort of wanted to watch it in Japanese, but Benji said no to that. Okay, yeah. So let's get onto our review of Rashomon.
Oh, and there was another one.
What?
There was another one that was in English.
Oh yeah, we watched A Trip to the Moon as well. But that's a silent film that had English. It's just a foreign film. It's not a foreign language film, you know? I mean, I'm pretty sure it was originally a silent film, but then they added the English dubbing over it later. Let's just talk about the movie now. Okay, so Rashomon is about, some guy who gets murdered, and they're trying to figure out who killed him. And so there's, a ton of contradictory stories to it. And it's a really interesting and nice movie to watch.
Well, I have one comment. I mean, right off the bat, they kind of figure out who killed him, but it's more how he killed him and what made him kill him and stuff. It's more that's what the whole movie's about. Cause probably I don't know. How much do you think? Pretty soon in the movie, one person commits that he says that he killed the person, and then we know who killed him.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is that it's not about who killed him, it's how they killed him, because all these stories don't add up, There's a guy who killed him.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
And then there's his wife, and then there's the guy himself, even though he's dead, he's contacted through a medium, I think is what it's called. And then there's that guy who watches him. Spoiler alert, by the way. We talked about this last episode if you want to know our policy on spoilers. And so, it's just really interesting, and you don't quite know who to believe. But it's a really, really nice sort of art film. Akira Kurosawa. I don't actually know how to pronounce it. Is it Akira? Because I sometimes hear Akira or Kira, whatever. Akira Kurosawa.
The guy.
Is a great director, and he directs this film very well. And that's why I say Akira, is because most of the time, whenever there's an O, whenever there's a person, it has an O at the end of his name, and an A at the end of a girl's name. However, Akira Kurosawa is a boy who has an A at the end of his name.
Okay, got it, yeah.
Yeah, but I really liked Rashomon. Did you like it, Benji?
Yeah, I'm rating it a 10 out of 10. It's really, I feel like it's an art film, kind of, because I feel like it's very, the cameraing and stuff, it's very good, and then the action scenes are really good.
Yeah, Akira Kurosawa is, really good at choreography and fighting and stuff, which, I mean, we're probably going to see more of that in Seven Samurai and stuff. And this was a great, sort of Japanese ninja, not ninja, but samurai movie. It wasn't that good because it was more like a court thing, which I also really love those court movies, and that sort of stuff. And this was really interesting, and I really liked it. So yes, 10 out of 10 for me. I'm pretty sure you said 10 out of 10, right, Benji?
Yeah, I said 10 out of 10. Sorry, yeah.
Okay. Now let's move on to the next movie we watched, which was Bicycle Thieves. I don't remember who directed this. Sorry. This is an Italian film. I'm just gonna say it's pretty slow and not very much happens in it. Now, I mean, so the premise of Bicycle Thieves is that some guy gets his bike stolen. He goes to his job and he needs the bike to work, and then he gets his bike stolen, so then he looks for his bike and he doesn't find his bike. And so then he just cries.
Well, actually, you left out a big part. And you know what I'm not going to say. So what happens Oh, I really want to say it, but I'm not.
Just say, because I don't remember because I fell asleep. Which is
no,
like one of my
I'm
complaints
saying
with this film.
I don't want to say. I'm gonna say it no matter what. I don't want to say, the thing that we talked about last episode about not gonna say. So what happens is the end of it. I want to say it at the end of it. Spoiler alert! I just have to say it.
It's like I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Fine, I'm gonna say it. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So spoiler alert. At the end of it, he steals his bike. He steals another person's bike. Sorry, just because he's really angry, and then he gets caught, and then. What happens is they take him and they're like hitting him and stuff, and they're talking about where they're gonna take him and like put him in jail and stuff. And then his son walks up. His son's like helping him finding his bike and stuff. And his son walks up, and then the person's everybody else, it wasn't their bike. They just helped chase down the person. But the one guy whose bike was stolen, he says, let's just forget about it, because he sees the kid and he's like, oh, this is a father. It's fine, And so they leave him. And so I was expecting them to die at the end, or one of them to be sent to jail or something.
Yeah.
But it's a happier ending than I thought.
Yeah, I already knew that he was going to try to steal the bicycle himself, so I was pretty sure that he was going to go to jail. Then he ends up, not going to jail, but it's still a pretty sad ending. I said that I fell asleep, and I did fall asleep, which is...
But we watched it.
However, we did watch it at, 11 o'clock at night, and I did watch it again, by the way. Just in case you're thinking, oh, it doesn't count because I didn't watch it. It counts if I fall asleep, because then that, this is definitely going to impact my score of this film. It's pretty slow, and it's a little bit boring, but it's also, another, sort of art film that I found, not really, I mean, Rashomon was more enjoyable than this, but this was also a lot more sad than Rashomon, and it didn't have fight scenes and stuff, so it was really slow-paced and everything, and...
I would this an 8.5.
An 8.5? I'll just gonna give it an 8, because it was a little slow-paced, and... I don't know, I just don't think it was anything that special, although it does, have a, it does really tackle how awful unemployment is in everything. So, the third movie we watched this week was the other Japanese film that we watched, which was Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away. And This
one was in English, just so you know.
This one was the one in English. And, so, just, lots of people say that this is Hayao Miyazaki's best film. In my opinion, that's My Neighbor Totoro, because I think that's a better film, and we're gonna watch that and review that later. I also haven't seen that very recently, so that my opinion on that might change. And also, I have only seen My Neighbor Totoro in this film, so just to get that in your mind. So Spirited Away is about some girl, and then wait, my bathroom light just went off. Okay. The monsters are in my bathroom room now. Okay.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna play my flute to get them away.
No, you gotta play My Heart Will Go On. That's the only thing, that's the thing that scares them. No, actually, you gotta put them to sleep with My Heart Will Go On. Play it.
Yeah, that's all I know, and I totally improvised that, by the way. I'm not... Okay, no more flute playing, because we always end up getting on the flute playing, and then we just totally get distracted. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, it's about some girl, away. And then her parents turn into pigs, and she has to work, and there's the no-face guy, and he gives her lots of money, and then they go and give the old lady the gold thing back, and then the guy turns out he's a river, and they all live happily ever after. So basically, I'm pretty sure that Hayao Miyazaki was just I don't know what he was doing while writing this, but my guess is it was probably not legal.
I think maybe he based it off of a dream or something he had, and as you know, dreams are just
it's either he was dreaming or he was doing something else that was probably not the legalist.
No, drugs.
Yeah.
At first I thought, you were saying it's so bad. I'm like, oh, well, I didn't think it was bad. But then I got what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's our little secret.
Spirited Away was great. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. No, just a 9 out of 10. Some of my complaints is that, I don't know, it just seems really weird. And one of the things that I just don't understand with these films is how come the main girl just doesn't die? Because the thing is that with all these films where all of a sudden her world is just transformed, she sort of cries and everything, but I just I don't know. I just feel the reaction would be much more sort of shocked than that. Do you get what I'm saying, Benji?
Yeah, but I felt like it showed the shock good.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I don't think that he could have done anything with this to make it more, but that was just a complaint. And that's like one of the problems that I have whenever you choose this, is because whenever you do this, like, it's really hard to like properly emphasize like the amount of shock that this person is going through and everything.
But
because also she's like a little girl.
But I think he did it pretty good, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there was also like, it was, the animation style was beautiful. I mean, this is another sort of art film, but unlike the other two, which just sort of explores like cinema as art. I mean, like this like actual like paintings and stuff is like this wasn't made out of paintings, you know, but it was. You get what I'm saying? You know, like if you could take like a screenshot or a still from this film, and it'd be a you could probably hang it up somewhere, and it'd be relatively well received as a piece of art, depending on which one you chose, of course. You could probably, I'm probably sure that there's like somewhere there's like darkness or something, and then that probably wouldn't be as well received.
No, that'd be modern art, and it'd be like,
that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, no, it'd be better, you know? It's modern art. So yeah, I enjoyed Spirited Away. Yeah. I mean, it was also like really weird. That's another sort of complaint I had with this film, is that it was really, really weird, and it's just like. You see,
to me, I felt like it kind of made sense for some reason. I mean, I understand it's weird, but if you think about it, Star Wars is weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, just this seems like, yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. Hayao Miyazaki is a very creative person. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, so the fourth film we watched.
No, I didn't rate it. And
you didn't rate it? Sorry.
Gonna need to rate it different than you, and I would like that I'm gonna rate it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, that's 1 point higher than me. Look at you being all rebellious. So do you think My Neighbor Totoro was better than this?
Remember, it is my podcast.
But do you think My Neighbor Totoro is better than this film?
I really don't remember what happens in My Neighbor Totoro that much. I remember there's like...
Okay, yeah. So we'll talk about this more whenever we actually watch My Neighbor Totoro. We'll continue upon this discussion of which one was better.
Yeah.
The next film we watched was A Trip to the Moon, and I would say it in... I think this is French. I said earlier that it was French, but I honestly don't remember. Is it French or not? I'd look it up.
You said earlier it was French, so
I'm pretty sure it's French, but I don't. George Méliès directed this.
They don't know. They don't know. Actually, they probably do.
That's a French name, right?
If you know, just don't tell anybody else.
Watch it like not be French and just us be so embarrassed. I'm gonna cry.
I'm gonna be embarrassed.
So
I never said it was French. You know what I mean?
I'm the one who said it was French.
I'd be just sitting there like, I didn't say that.
Okay, so can we actually talk about it? So
and then I flap my cape.
Can we talk about it now, please?
Talk about
this was a short film, you know, and I was like debating like, oh, should we watch this or not? You know, we've watched a ton of short films so far, and my response was, we're gonna watch this film eventually. You know, there's no way we're gonna not watch A Trip to the Moon, because this film is like legendary in regards to filmmaking. You know.
Now can I just say one more thing?
Sure. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so the thing is, this thing, so some of the things that they say whenever they go to the moon, as you probably know that happens, you know, it's called A Trip to the Moon.
Yeah, they go to the moon.
They went to the moon? That seems impossible. Yeah, so what happens is that's there. So they go to the moon, and one of the things that the people says is, ooh, the air, it's so fresh. But I know that was dubbed, because in the original version, you know, they couldn't have said that.
Yeah, you could also, like, totally tell that it was dubbed, because, like, the audio quality was way different, but I don't think, that's just because of the version that we had. I couldn't actually change it. It was on Netflix, so I couldn't, like, tinker that or anything and get the dubbing away. Maybe I could if I tried hard enough, but I really didn't care that much. But it's just, like, sort of funny, you know, to see, like, what these people 114 years ago thought what the moon was going to be
like. And then they go to the moon, and there's, like, these little monster things, and they come, and then this one guy has an umbrella, and he smacks
kills it with the umbrella,
and it turns into dust, and then they take it to the king, and at that point, I was like, wait, you know.
What?
Yeah, I mean.
What?
And so, then one of the things that the people says, it's so funny, they're like, it really is made of cheese, is what they say.
I'm pretty sure that those people were making a joke.
The dub people, I think, were making a joke whenever they did that. Because, you know, that's
just...
They have
to be making a joke. You know, that doesn't make any sense.
I
really enjoyed this. I definitely recommend... Why you gotta click your mouse?
Because I like to.
Stop clicking your freaking mouse.
Ding, 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 ding.
Hello, everybody. And frick, I ruined it again. I'm just so used to pressing that record button and then going into my hello, everybody speech. So, in case you aren't aware of what just happened, Benji dropped his computer on the floor, and it, like, all of it, like, the monitor, the actual case that was already on the floor, he dropped it again. His keyboard, his mouse, his mic, his John Cena toy, even his fish. We had to, like, get a paper towel and, like, go and dry up the fish. Like, the fish just disappeared, though. I'm not quite sure where it went. Probably is among those rocks, but we just threw the rocks out because we didn't want to go searching through that. So now we just have, like, a bunch of wet paper towels. What? Like, his whole, like, room just flipped up on top of himself, like, in everything. Like, even his desk flipped over, you know?
And the fan.
And the fan, yeah, the fan hit the computer. Luckily, I was able to salvage the recording. But, so, yeah, that's what happened, and that's why I just all of a sudden, halfway through the middle of this, you heard hello, everybody, again, even though I already said it. So, now we're going to review Life is Beautiful, because we never actually reviewed that, because Benji dropped the computer on the floor. Oh, sorry, that's my coin. So, as you can tell, we're pretty out of it. Like, we recorded that about an hour and a half ago, and I've been editing that, and realized that Benji ruined it. So, can we talk about
They don't know that.
Life is Beautiful now, Benji? Please?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so Life is Beautiful is pretty good. It stars Roberto Benigni, and he won Best Actor for this film. I honestly don't think he should have won that, because I think Jim Carrey did a much better job in The Truman Show. That's a pretty controversial opinion, though. I definitely think he should have won an Oscar, though, because this film was really good, and he not only did he star in it, but he also directed and wrote it, which are three really important things for a film. And not many people have actually can claim that they've been nominated for Best Actor, Best Writer, and Best Director for the same film.
But he was?
He was, yeah. He was one of 4 people. I don't remember who the others are, and I really don't want to remind you. Or remind myself. Trick. Yeah. So, it was a pretty good film. I definitely would enjoy it. I definitely enjoyed it, and I definitely would recommend you to watch it. It's a comedy that happens during the Holocaust. So, like, the first half of the film is, like, really funny and really lighthearted. And then the second half of the film is also funny, but it's the Holocaust, so it's not funny anymore. So, yeah, my overall rating for this film is 10 out of 10. And it's just really good, you know? I mean, everyone just does a good performance. You know, it's just such a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I just feel like, other than all these other films, which are like so much meaning in them and stuff, and they're like art films, this is much more of just like a commercial, like entertainment film that I really enjoyed, probably more than every other film on this list. And also it has
the Holocaust is so funny. That's exactly what you just said.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said. Okay, so yeah, that was that. I rate it 10 out of 10. He rates it 10 out of 10. We've been CCCLXVI. Benji dropped his room on the floor, and goodbye.